brothers and sisters of the celestial energy, for the wisdom. What's going on, guys? You know, I was talking with a brother today. He was talking to me about the sun and how it operates. And I was explaining to him the operation of the sun, how the sun actually, how it actually operated. I was explaining to him about the realm, how we're on a realm, and how our sun goes from one part of our realm and then goes to the other part of the realm. It goes from east to west. Then I told him when it gets to the most western part of the realm, what they call night time, I told him it literally disappears. It goes into a gateway and appears back on the eastern part of our realm. So while the most western part of our realm is getting sunlight, the most eastern part of our realm is seeing darkness. And when the most eastern part of our realm is getting sunlight, the most western part of our realm is seeing darkness. But I told him, I said, at each time our sun disappears and goes to that next realm, go to the other side of the realm, because it's like a repeated cycle. All right, it's a repeated cycle because you got day and night. You got the energy of the sunlight and the energy of the darkness. So you have the light and the dark and the light, and this is how it works. Because the dark is the feminine and the light is the masculine. That's how it works. So I was explaining to him that, and I told him, I said, each time our sun rises from the most eastern part of our realm, we enter a new dimension. Each day is brand new. No day is the same. And I told him, no matter how much these Saxons want to say they have their calendars and the days of the week and the months of the year, they don't exist in reality. In the illusionary world they created, they exist. But in the world of reality, they don't exist. They have never existed. The days of the week, the times of the day, the months of the years don't exist in reality. So I told him that each day is a new dimensional realm. Each day is a new dimension. We're going to a new dimension each day. And I told him that each one of these dimensions are literally areas of power. And we have to understand that, that area of these dimensions are literally areas of power. There is power, it's energy, it's a force. And he understood where I was coming from. Then he said, well, what about the multiple suns? And I told him, I said, people may see 6 suns in the sky. The most eastern part, they'll see 6 suns. Why do they see 6 suns? Because those 6 suns belong to those other realms. And the other realms of our planet, well, the sun is going through this cycle. And then they have a moon. The moon goes through a cycle. And each time the sun comes up, we go into a new dimension, which call it a day. We go through into a new dimension. So we then began talking some more, and I told him, I said, that day when what they call the Alabama Brawl took place, say, do you understand what took place? And he's like, I'm ready to hear what you got to say. I told him, I said, this is the first time in a long time that we as the original beings have unified for a cause to fight. And I told him, I said, they want to tell you as a brawl, we were actually going through a very small war. That was war. That was war. Now, you look at what happened there and you think of the Gullah Wars. Oh, yes. That's why they surrendered to us. But I told a brother, I said, this is our first time as the original beings going to war, into true war against these Saxons since the end of the Gullah War in 1875. Yes. And, I was explaining to him, I said, shortly after the Gullah Wars had ended, what took place? One thing that took place, these Saxons were still trying to find our source of power, because you got to remember this one thing. We were never slaves, but they were slaves to their own masters. So they were literally, these Saxons, their leaders had them as slaves. And those slaves became military men and military women fighting for a cause. What cause? Well, they wanted our land. And what happened at the end of the Gullah War? What ended it? They surrendered because they said they had no more men and no more resources. And we continued the slaughter. Even though they surrendered to us, don't think we didn't stop. We continued the slaughter, but the war was still going on at the center of our realm, and they found the way to destroy the tree of life. Therefore, we became docile. We lost our memories. All right? We lost our memories. We lost everything. We forgot who we were. And then they literally took over. And then they began to terrorize us. That's that whole part in the Bible they wrote. Those who were enslaved shall become the slaves. Those who were enslaved shall become the slavers, or whatever they said in the Bible. But we never enslaved them. They were enslaved to their own kind. But they wanted our land. And after our tree of life was destroyed, some other powerful structures were destroyed. We lost power. We lost our memories. And from that point, we didn't go back to war against them. But ever since then, they have been warring against us. And for whatever reason, we just didn't see it. We just didn't see that they continued the war against us. And it's a great fear that these beings have over us. I mean, their fear is genuine. This is a genuine fear that they have for us. And they play around and they'll joke around, but in reality, they're hoping that we don't remember that they're not supposed to be here. So you got to remember one thing. Their forefathers left them here. When they realized that we began to slaughter them and beat the fuck out of them, all those 37 ships that brought them here left. All 37 ships with millions and millions of cloned warriors, men and women all together, left. Yes. But after what happened in Alabama, that warrior spirit has come back alive. That warrior spirit has come back alive, and that warrior spirit is bringing us into a whole nother momentum of energy. We broke the veil. These days are coming, brothers and sisters, and they're here now. They're churning. But we're literally going to war against this real enemy. All of them. Because they have literally caused us to be displaced among our own. They've caused us to forget who we are. They lied to us about everything. The educational system, everything. They did this. Oh, we're all the same people. No, we're not. The war is coming and is brewing. And the energy, that gateway, what happened in Alabama was literally a gateway that opened. It was a gateway, it was a shift. And we're saying, you know what? We're ready for war. Because we got to end this. We got to end this. We're not sharing our land with anyone. We didn't want to share our land with anyone. We never were going to share our land with anyone. But because we forgot who we were, and now our memories are coming back. Everything is coming back. So you got to remember one thing, brothers and sisters. When your mother and father mates, that blood from both sides of the family has memories that was passed down. And you have those memories in your cells. And you go deep, deep, deep enough, you can see the carnage that took place after we fell. And we were not enslaved. That's number one. They could never enslave us because we fought against that. We fought hard against that. They could never enslave us. But one thing that they did do was put a spell on us. They put a spell on us all. But the spell is broken. War is coming. And we're going to take back our land. We're going to take back our true identity. We would no longer be calling ourselves black people or African American or colored people. We will not be calling ourselves that anymore. We will be on a completely different plateau. We will call ourselves something different. All of their police and sheriff and state troopers and all that they have, you know, they're not going to have any power. And those days are here now. It's boiling. It's boiling. All this information is coming out. All this knowledge is coming out. It's like this is the age of the Aquarius time 9. So much information coming out. All the secrets that these Saxons had and they held against us. All this shit is coming out. You got brothers and sisters on platforms on every level. And we say, you know what? We know this now. All right? And we know what the enemy is. And they don't look like us. And it's time for us to go to war. Just like the brother had the video. I got to share it with you guys when I get a chance. And maybe you guys saw it. And he was talking about how when his neighbor was a younger guy, they didn't see eye to eye. But after the incident that happened in Alabama, he says all of a sudden the neighbors, the young neighbor began to like him and began talking with him. And he says they, in the whole scope of everything, they end up going to the gas station. And he said when they got to the gas station, he saw Bloods and Crips smoking and drinking together, saying we're the same people and we're not each other's enemies. See, this, like I said, a gateway opened up. And this is a war gateway. So each day is different. Each day is a new dimension. Each day is a new energy. Each day is a new power. That's why these Saxons were talking about, oh, it's global warming, it's getting hot. Yeah, motherfuckers, you on the wrong fucking planet. Because each day is more energy than the other day. And I don't care how many devices they want to use to try to make the atmosphere cool. We're going to destroy that shit. We're going to tear it all down. We're going to have our tractors. We're going to use our guns. We're going to shoot at their towers with our guns. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to destroy their shit because we're going to be like, you know what? We're not going to have another day of winter ever again. We're not going to have another fucking tornado. We're not going to have another fucking day of this crazy rain ever again. We're going to tear their shit down. And then they're going to be rendered powerless because they won't be able to use their little weather devices called these towers against us. Yeah, we got to get together, brothers and sisters, and tear this shit down. And I dare them to step to us. You on our fucking planet thinking you're going to put your technology on our planet and you want us to follow your rules on our planet and on a planet in a realm that don't even belong to you motherfuckers? What the fuck you think y'all fucking with? We ready for war. We ready. We ready to take this shit out. Whatever blood we got to shed, whatever the fuck we got to do, we're ready for war. Because you have to remember, they have been warring against us. Just like, remember back in the 80s in Philadelphia? What these Saxons do? When the brothers and sisters went and bought the apartment complex and they wanted to live this holistic life, what these Saxons do? They went and bombed the apartment complex. And as the brothers and the sisters and the children began running out of the building, they had the police and the military standing there gunning our young brothers and sisters down. Even the children, even the little babies, they gunned them down. They killed them. Look at Lake Lanier. What did they do? They gunned us down. They killed us and flooded. You got Lake Murray, same thing. Lake Murray in South Carolina. You got Lake Lanier in Georgia. You have Lake Murray in South Carolina, where they gunned us down. Look at Central Park. And they want to talk. They want to. If YouTube and all these other things want to say, oh, you're talking about violence. I'm telling you the violence. Look at what happened to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Just because we had technology, you bombed us. You dropped bombs on us, went and killed over 5,000 of us. We were never enslaved, but they fought it against us. And then they told us that we couldn't fight back against them because it was against the government, because they made us citizens of their government. And they say, oh, this is treason. We were never citizens. If we were citizens, why are we treated like shit? So many different instances. We can go on and on and on and on. Look at, I am Montauk. I'm Montauk. And look at what happened with the elders of my tribe. They fought against us because the land had gold. And they wanted that gold. And what did they do? They fought against us. And as we fought back and some kind of way they end up subduing it, and we tried going the legal route. And what did the judge say? The Saxon judge said to our tribal leaders, the brothers and sisters, our tribal leaders, he says, I declare the Montauk tribe extinct. And that went on the records. And from that point on, the Montauk tribe has been known as extinct. There will be blood paid back, brothers and sisters. There will be blood paid back. War is in our blood. Our cells have those memories. You want to say PTSD? Fuck yeah, we got PTSD. Our cells have memories. We remember all this, the Trail of Tears. Look at the Trail of Tears. How they ran us off of our land because they wanted the land. They wanted everything. But then the thing about it, we lost our memories and we lost our powers after they destroyed our tree of life. Now we're understanding how to gain everything back. This shit is over for them. We going to war. We going to war. See, the Gullah Wars was just the beginning. But like I said, after that incident in Alabama, that was the first time we unified together to battle against a well-known common enemy. That was war. And it opened up the gateway for the rest of us. Don't fall back into this docile state. Don't fall back into complacement. Let's move forward. We got a battle to win, brothers and sisters. We tired of their money, their bills, their things today. We can live a much better life. We can create our own electricity. We can create our own technology. We can create our own Wi-Fi, all that shit. But we ain't got to look at all the bullshit that they want us to look at. We had that when they came here. That was already created when they came here. All right? War is in the air, brothers and sisters. War is in the air. Just remember that. War is in the air. We're going to war. Y'all get ready. Because it's going to be a massacre. And we're going to get them off of our planet. And they're going to be trying to find so many different ways to get the fuck off the planet because we're not playing anymore. Their police bullets won't hurt us. They're everything. They can open up the military, but it's not going to hurt us. Just remember who we are. All power to the multi-chakra, celestial, angelic beings, make chaos running through forever and ever and ever. Remember, chaos is everything, brothers and sisters. We're going to war. We're going to war. We are going to war. Much power to you all.